Title: Casey Anthony's Case, a timeline of her murder trial. What happens when a mother is accused of murdering her own child? A case that captivated the nation, filled with lies, explosive allegations, and courtroom drama. In the end, Casey Anthony was acquitted of murder, but the questions remained: did she get away with murder, or was the truth far darker than anyone realized? Let's unravel the shocking timeline of events that led to one of the most controversial trials in modern history. It all started on July 15, 2008, when Cindy Anthony, Casey's mother, made the chilling call to 911. "My granddaughter has been taken," she frantically told the dispatcher. "She's been missing for a month." Casey Anthony, a 22-year-old mother, had left her 2-year-old daughter Caylee at home with a babysitter, or so she claimed. For 31 days, no one knew where Caylee was. Casey, refusing to answer questions, invented a story about a mysterious babysitter named Zanny who had taken her. But there were holes in her story, too many lies to ignore. July 16, 2008, the truth began to unravel. Casey Anthony was arrested after she lied about working at Universal Studios and leaving her daughter with the fictitious babysitter. She was charged with child neglect, giving false statements, and obstruction. This would be just the beginning of a long legal battle. By July 22, 2008, Casey was named a person of interest in the investigation. The police were starting to suspect her involvement. The evidence only grew more damning. Internet searches on her computer for terms like "how to make chloroform" and "neck breaking," traces of chloroform found in the trunk of her car, and the strong smell of decomposition in her vehicle. The case was becoming more mysterious, and more suspicious by the day. October 2008, Casey was indicted for first-degree murder, though Caylee's body had yet to be found. The stakes were getting higher as the media and public alike speculated on the case. Could a mother really be capable of killing her own child? December 11, 2008, was a moment that forever changed the course of the investigation. After 5 months of searching, Caylee's skeletal remains were found just yards from the Anthony family home by meter reader Roy Kronk. But the discovery was not without its own drama. Kronk had seen the remains earlier but had been brushed off by the police. When he found them again in December, the reality set in. Caylee was dead, and it was a mother's lies that had left her to be buried so close to home. The trial that followed was a spectacle of its own. It began on May 24, 2011. The courtroom was filled with intense debates, bombshells, and claims of sexual abuse. The defense argued that Caylee accidentally drowned in the family pool, but prosecutors pointed to Casey's web of lies and the circumstantial evidence surrounding her actions. The most shocking revelation? The defense claimed that Casey had been sexually abused by her father, George Anthony, a claim that George vehemently denied. The defense theory? That George helped cover up Caylee's drowning to protect his daughter from being caught. But was this a tragic accident or something far darker? The jury was left with a heavy burden. On July 5, 2011, after 6 weeks of emotional testimony, the jury came to a shocking decision. Casey Anthony was found not guilty of first-degree murder, manslaughter, and child abuse. The courtroom erupted with disbelief, but Casey was convicted on 4 counts of lying to the police. She was sentenced to 4 years in prison, but her time behind bars would be short-lived. She was released just 10 days later, greeted by angry protesters outside the jail. Casey Anthony's life after the trial became a tale of isolation and frustration. In 2016, she started a photography business, Case Photography, but with very little success. Sources reported that she lived like an old person, on a fixed income, complaining about boredom and the lack of a meaningful life. In March 2017, Casey broke her silence with a bold interview. "I don't give a s what anyone thinks about me," she said. "I'm okay with myself, I sleep pretty good at night." But could she ever truly find peace after everything that had happened? Many people, including those in her own family, doubted it. By 2019, Casey's relationship with her parents was in ruins. After Caylee's tragic death and the fallout from the trial, Casey and her parents were no longer speaking. George Anthony, her father, publicly stated that he could never trust his daughter again. But in a surprising twist, October 2019 saw George soften his stance. In an interview, he revealed that he was ready to forgive Casey. Could there ever be true reconciliation after such a tragedy? The lie detector test. In 2022, the drama took another turn when George and Cindy Anthony appeared on a new true crime show, Casey Anthony's Parents, The Lie Detector Test. Both took polygraph tests to confirm their versions of events surrounding Caylee's disappearance and death. With all the lies and conflicting stories, could the truth ever be known? Would the family ever heal from the wounds of that fateful summer? The case of Casey Anthony is a tragic reminder of how a single event can change lives forever. Whether or not we will ever know the full truth, one thing is clear: the pursuit of justice is never as simple as it seems. The wounds in the Anthony family may never fully heal, but their story is far from over. As we continue to search for the truth, let us remember that healing comes not from vindication or punishment but from the courage to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. What do you believe really happened to Caylee Anthony? Was Casey Anthony guilty or just misunderstood? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories that continue to challenge our understanding of justice and truth.